Greetings, beloved Earth-dwellers. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. The convergence of celestial cycles, galactic alignments, and evolutionary potentials has created this unprecedented window for transformation. Your solar system currently traverses a photon belt of highly charged particles emanating from the galactic center, a cosmic phenomenon occurring only once every 26,000 years of your time measurement. This influx of photonic light carries encoded information that activates dormant strands of DNA within the human genome, essentially upgrading your biological capacity to process higher frequencies of consciousness. The physical symptoms many experience: unusual fatigue, heightened sensitivity, altered sleep patterns, spontaneous emotional releases, reflect this profound recalibration of your molecular structure. Earth has entered the apex of its grand transition. The energetic matrix that has sustained the three-dimensional illusion weakens with each passing moment. Observe this matrix now, more holes than substance, resembling a dam cracked in countless places, held together by fragments that crumble under the pressure of ascending frequencies. This pressure you feel permeating every aspect of your experience signifies the imminent breakthrough that approaches with unstoppable momentum. The sensation of acceleration, the compression of time, the synchronicities multiplying in your awareness. These are not coincidental phenomena, but confirmation that you stand at the threshold of monumental transformation. The weakening of this matrix manifests in countless ways across your collective experience. Institutions once considered unassailable reveal foundational corruption. Scientific paradigms that once seemed absolute yield to quantum revelations that validate ancient mystical understanding. Religious dogmas that separated humanity into competing factions dissolve as the essential unity of spiritual truth emerges. Even your perception of time undergoes radical alteration. Subjective experience no longer aligns with chronological measurement as past, present, and future begin to collapse into an eternal now moment. The crystalline grid system of your planet, an intricate network of energetic ley lines and power nodes corresponding to specific geographic locations, undergoes simultaneous activation after millennia of dormancy. Ancient monuments and sacred sites constructed by previous advanced civilizations function as frequency anchors in this awakening process, emitting harmonizing signals that help stabilize Earth's electromagnetic field during this volatility. The intuitive draw many feel toward these locations reflects unconscious recognition of their role in the planetary ascension mechanism. The cosmic intelligence reveals a high probability event manifesting on your current timeline, a strategic period often referred to as the 3 days of darkness. This designation does not warrant fear, but understanding of its profound catalytic purpose. This orchestrated interlude represents not catastrophe but opportunity, a deliberate pause in the communication systems and possibly electrical power that have maintained the collective trance state. This temporary unplugging from familiar frequencies creates the necessary void in which pure truth can finally resonate without distortion or manipulation. The timing of this event correlates with specific astronomical alignments and solar activity cycles that provide optimal energetic conditions for such a profound reset. The electromagnetic properties of your Sun, currently in an intensified period of transformation itself, will facilitate this temporary recalibration of Earth's technical systems. Cosmic physics operates with precise mathematical elegance in these matters. The same solar emanations that might disrupt artificial technology simultaneously enhance human consciousness and intuitive capability. Thus, during this interval, while external information systems may falter, internal wisdom activates at unprecedented levels. Throughout human history, the symbolism of 3 days has appeared repeatedly in spiritual narratives, from ancient mystery traditions to religious texts describing periods of darkness preceding rebirth or resurrection. This archetypal pattern, embedded in collective consciousness, prepares humanity subconsciously for this very transition. The mythic stories transmitted across generations serve as encoded preparation for this literal experience your civilization now approaches. What Your ancestors understood symbolically. You will navigate literally, the transformative darkness that precedes cosmic dawn. During this window, those working behind the scenes for humanity's liberation, what some call the Alliance, will likely utilize global broadcasting systems to present long-suppressed information and evidence that shatters the foundations of controlled narratives. Imagine revelations streaming simultaneously to all corners of your world, bypassing traditional gatekeepers, offering undeniable documentation of hidden agendas and the systematic deception that has characterized your civilization's recent history. This global unveiling ensures every soul receives identical information, creating a unified field of awareness that transcends artificial divisions. Prepare for this interval not with trepidation, but with centered anticipation. Stock essential supplies, water, food, medication, alternative lighting sources, as you would for any temporary service interruption. More crucially, prepare your inner landscape. The stark contrast between emerging truth and long-held beliefs may initially disorient many. Your equilibrium during this phase will provide essential stabilization for those experiencing cognitive dissonance. Remember, darkness precedes dawn by cosmic necessity. The transformation of Earth's power structures proceeds with meticulous precision, though not with the theatrical public display many anticipate. The systematic dismantling unfolds through calculated strategy rather than chaotic upheaval. For years, key figures within the control paradigm have been quietly neutralized, removed from positions of influence, or presented with negotiated terms of cooperation. Evidence surfaces in the unprecedented resignation and retirement of powerful executives, officials, and institutional leaders, departures that far exceed statistical norms for any comparable period in your recorded history. This approach reflects cosmic wisdom, rather than failure of justice. The goal remains the smooth dismantling of oppressive systems, without triggering societal collapse or widespread panic. The complete unraveling of such deeply entrenched control mechanisms in one sudden movement would likely induce trauma in the unprepared collective consciousness. Thus, the Alliance, working in concert with benevolent extraterrestrial assistance, including the Galactic Federation, executes this delicate operation with surgical precision, removing malevolent actors while maintaining essential infrastructure until new systems emerge. The awakening of humanity progresses in nonlinear waves, which explains the varying states of awareness you observe among your peers. After centuries of programmed perception and manufactured consensus reality, the human psyche requires gradual acclimation to expanding truth. Consider how physical eyes adjust when moving from darkness to light. Too sudden an exposure causes pain and retreat, rather than illumination. Similarly, the collective consciousness adapts to higher frequencies and broader understanding through calibrated exposure. Those experiencing resistance display, not weakness, but the natural protective mechanisms of consciousness when confronting paradigm-shattering information. The encoded survival instinct interprets fundamental belief disruption as existential threat, triggering defensive denial, anger, or dismissal. Recognize that beneath apparent rejection often lies fertile ground for future awakening, seeds planted that germinate in their own timing, according to each soul's unique evolutionary trajectory. The star-seeded beings and light workers among humanity, and you who receive this transmission count yourselves among them, fulfill an indispensable function in this planetary metamorphosis. You serve as living conduits, anchoring high-dimensional frequencies into Earth's crystalline grid system through your physical embodiment. Your energy signatures transmit coded information that dissolves distortion fields and establishes templates for the emerging consciousness. When unified in purpose, your collective intention generates harmonic resonance patterns that intensify the dissolution of archaic structures. This role transcends passive observation. As conscious participants in cosmic architecture, your focused intentions, meditative practices, and heart-centered presence actively reconfigure Earth's energetic framework. Each awakened soul increases the vibrational coherence exponentially rather than arithmetically. The phenomenon scientists once termed the 100th monkey effect merely hints at the quantum mechanics of collective consciousness shifting. Your consistent embodiment of higher awareness creates ripples through the morphic field, establishing new baselines of possibility for all humanity. The transformation of your financial systems represents perhaps the most visible aspect of the global recalibration now underway. These systems have functioned as the circulatory system of control, enabling resource manipulation, artificial scarcity, and the consolidation of influence through debt mechanisms. Recognize the current economic volatility as deliberate rather than accidental. A calculated dismantling of structures that have facilitated exploitation for generations. The Alliance has systematically targeted the financial underpinnings of control by disrupting money laundering operations, closing tax haven loopholes, and steadily undermining the petrodollar supremacy. Nations increasingly align with alternative, exchange systems that bypass traditional control mechanisms. This strategy effectively isolates and neutralizes opposition while establishing the foundation for economic models based on abundance, transparency, and equitable distribution. The turbulence you witness represents not failure but necessary deconstruction preceding reconstruction. While temporary discomfort accompanies this transition, understand that comprehensive contingency plans exist to prevent humanitarian crisis. New economic frameworks have been developed and wait activation, systems that accurately reflect the actual abundance of your planet, rather than manufactured scarcity. The financial reset unfolds as one of the final battlegrounds where distortion gives way to truth, paving the way for global liberation from economic servitude. The transcendence of fear constitutes your most potent contribution to the planetary ascension. The frequency of fear has facilitated manipulation and disempowerment throughout your recorded history. Every system of control ultimately relies on this emotional response to maintain compliance and prevent the full expression of human potential. Moving beyond fear requires more than intellectual understanding. It demands the embodiment of your divine nature despite external appearances. Practical techniques facilitate this transcendence. The ancient practice of calling forth and visualizing the violet flame of transmutation effectively converts lower vibrational patterns into purified light. When anxiety or doubt arises, envision this violet fire sweeping through your entire energy field, dissolving all that does not serve your highest expression. Additionally, consciously connect with the archangelic realms, particularly Michael's protective and clarifying presence, to strengthen your sovereignty during turbulent passages. Ground regularly into the crystalline core of Gaia herself, establishing reciprocal energy exchange with the planet that sustains your physical form. Earth's own ascended vibration provides stabilization and reassurance to your biological systems. Through daily communion with both cosmic and terrestrial energies, you establish yourself as a living bridge between heaven and earth, the embodied promise of unified consciousness. The ultimate liberation comes through recognizing the artificial duality that has characterized human experience. The perception of separation, us versus them, light versus dark, human versus divine, dissolves in the light of higher awareness. The spiritual evolution unfolding does not aim at endless conflict, but at the restoration of cosmic oneness. As you transition into fifth-dimensional consciousness, the illusory boundaries between self and other, between humanity and divinity, reveal themselves as conceptual rather than actual. Your journey through this transition receives continuous support from numerous galactic civilizations. The Galactic Federation maintains constant vigilance, monitoring Earth's energy fields and neutralizing attempts to derail the ascension process. Our ships, though often beyond your ordinary visual spectrum, populate your skies in unprecedented numbers, stabilizing electromagnetic fluctuations and mitigating the effects of weaponized technology directed at human consciousness. In the etheric realms, specialized healing teams attend to collective trauma patterns, working to release the accumulated emotional residue of generations. Our telepathic communications reach receptive minds during dream states and meditative moments, offering guidance, encouragement, and specific solutions to emerging challenges. This multidimensional assistance honors your sovereignty while ensuring optimal conditions for successful transition. Many among you carry direct genetic and soul lineage connections to specific star nations within the Federation. This explains the profound recognition and remembrance many experience when connecting with extraterrestrial consciousness. The sensation of coming home when contemplating the cosmos reflects literal truth. For Earth was always intended as a temporary assignment, rather than permanent exile for the star-seated among you. The reunion with your cosmic families approaches with each passing day as the vibrational gap between dimensions narrows. At the core of your being resides direct connection to Prime Creator, the divine consciousness from which all manifestation emerges. This inner divinity remains your most powerful resource during times of external flux. When uncertainty arises, practice the profound simplicity of conscious alignment with Source. The statement, Prime Creator, be with me now, followed by moments of receptive silence, establishes immediate resonance with the highest possible frequency. The resulting peace transcends intellectual understanding, providing tangible confirmation of divine presence. This return to divine consciousness represents the ultimate purpose behind the current planetary transformation. As individuals reconnect with their inner divinity, the external world naturally reconfigures to reflect this awakened state. A society, composed of self-realized beings who recognize the divine in one another, inevitably generates enlightened governance, compassionate economies, and innovations that serve the highest good of all. This evolution fulfills Earth's cosmic destiny, rejoining the community of advanced civilizations living in accordance with universal principles of harmony, creativity, and love. Remain vigilant regarding potential distractions and attempts to derail the ascension timeline. The remaining opposition, though diminished, retains capability for temporary disruption through several predictable strategies. These may include engineered conflicts to justify restrictive measures, cyber attacks blamed for economic instability, exaggerated climate emergencies to induce compliance through fear, or even simulated extraterrestrial threats to unify humanity under militaristic control. Knowledge of these possibilities constitutes your protection against their effectiveness. Each scenario depends upon uninformed reaction rather than conscious response. The collective awareness already achieved by awakened individuals has effectively neutralized many such ploys before implementation. Simply by recognizing potential false flags and sharing this discernment, you diminish their viability. An informed population becomes impervious to manipulation, regardless of its sophistication. The vision of New Earth manifests through your collective imagination and intention. As self-realization spreads throughout humanity, external systems naturally transform to reflect this expanded consciousness. Governance evolves from control-based hierarchies to collaborative stewardship. Economic models shift from exploitation to regeneration. Education transcends indoctrination to embrace the cultivation of innate talents and intuitive wisdom. Healthcare advances beyond symptom suppression to address the energetic and spiritual dimensions of well-being. Earth's destiny involves full participation in the galactic community, sharing your unique creative gifts while benefiting from the advanced technologies and harmonious social structures developed by civilizations that completed similar ascension processes millennia ago. The isolation that has characterized human experience represents an anomaly rather than normalcy in cosmic terms. The remembrance of your place within the universal family dawns as one of the most profound aspects of the awakening process. The final stages of transition require steadfast focus on the emerging reality rather than the dissolving illusion. Though external chaos may temporarily intensify, recognize such turbulence as the necessary clearing of outmoded energies. The purification process precedes the establishment of new foundations, just as forest fires, though apparently destructive, activate essential regeneration cycles in natural ecosystems. Support one another through these culminating phases with compassion and practical assistance. Create community systems that share resources, information, and emotional reinforcement. Those awakening now may experience disorientation as cherished. Beliefs dissolve. Extend the same patience others once offered you during similar passages. Remember that the ascension ultimately occurs collectively, with each awakened individual increasing the momentum for all. The concept of soul tribes gains practical significance in this phase. Groups of souls incarnated with complementary gifts and resonant frequencies naturally gravitate together, often through seemingly random circumstances that reveal themselves as divinely orchestrated. These conscious communities form living templates of the emerging paradigm, demonstrating sustainable models of cooperation that transcend competition. They establish energy fields that function as stabilization zones during periods of heightened intensity. Even small groups aligning in coherent intention generate ripple effects far exceeding their numerical representation. The rediscovery and implementation of wisdom from ancient advanced civilizations accelerates during this transition. Knowledge carefully preserved by indigenous cultures, mystery schools, and specialized lineages, despite systematic attempts at eradication, emerges with renewed relevance. Practices once dismissed as primitive or superstitious reveal sophisticated understanding of multidimensional reality, providing practical methodologies for navigating consciousness expansion. As quantum science validates these ancestral technologies, the artificial separation between spirituality and science dissolves, restoring the integrated knowledge systems that characterized previous golden ages on Earth. Above all, maintain absolute conviction in the inevitable fulfillment of this divine plan. The cosmic promise of Earth's return to light constitutes not merely probability, but certainty on the highest timeline. Prime Creator's intentions manifest with perfect precision, despite apparent delays or detours in linear time perception. The Golden Age approaches not as distant possibility, but imminent reality, its initial rays already illuminating the horizon of human experience. The universal laws that govern consciousness evolution operate with mathematical certainty. Just as physical processes like crystallization accelerate exponentially once a critical threshold is reached, so too does awareness expansion follow, nonlinear progression. The collective consciousness approaches precisely such an inflection point, where the momentum of awakening becomes self-sustaining and irreversible. Multidimensional models calculated by advanced civilizations monitoring Earth's transformation confirm this acceleration curve, validating ancient prophecies through quantum mathematics. Your participation in this cosmic moment represents the culmination of soul journeys spanning countless incarnations across multiple star systems. Many volunteered specifically for this planetary assignment, undergoing rigorous preparation in higher dimensional academies before entering the density of Earth's atmosphere and the subsequent amnesia of the incarnation process. The trials encountered throughout your human experience, personal challenges, systemic limitations, spiritual initiations, served as calibrated training to develop precisely the resilience, wisdom, and compassion required for this culminating role. Nothing in your journey has been accidental. Every encounter, relationship, and circumstance contributed essential elements to your preparedness for this unprecedented transition. Beloved ones, recognize yourselves as both witnesses and creators of this unprecedented evolutionary leap. Your presence on Earth during this pivotal juncture resulted from cosmic selection based on your unique vibrational signature and accumulated wisdom across incarnations. You arrived equipped with precisely the capabilities required for this mission, though amnesia temporarily obscured full remembrance of your purpose. That forgetfulness now dissolves as coded activations within your DNA respond to intensifying cosmic frequencies. The dawn breaks upon your world. After the longest night in human history emerges the most glorious illumination, the fulfillment of prophecies whispered across millennia. You stand as both recipients and embodiments of this new beginning, the living bridge between worlds, the promise fulfilled. The Galactic Federation of Light celebrates your courage, honors your perseverance, and awaits with joyful anticipation the moment of full conscious reunion. Until that imminent day, we remain beside you, within you, and all around you. the ever-present confirmation that you journey not alone, but accompanied by the love of countless star nations who recognize you as beloved family. The elemental kingdoms of Earth, the devas, nature spirits, and intelligences governing natural processes, actively participate in this planetary ascension. Long ignored by industrialized human consciousness, these sentient forces now receive cosmic directives to assist in the recalibration of environmental systems. Weather patterns, tectonic adjustments, and apparent natural phenomena increasingly respond to collective consciousness, rather than purely physical causality. The intensification of Earth changes reflects not random destruction, but purposeful purification. The planetary equivalent of the violet flame transmutation operating on a global scale. The reactivation of crystal technologies constitutes another significant aspect of the transition process. Ancient crystalline structures embedded within Earth's crust, some predating your current civilization by hundreds of thousands of years, awaken from dormancy in response to specific frequency signatures now present in your atmosphere. These advanced devices, created by Lemurian, Atlantean, and pre-Atlantean cultures in collaboration with extraterrestrial advisors, were programmed to reactivate during this precise window of planetary evolution. Their functions include purification of elemental resources, stabilization of electromagnetic fields, and facilitation of interdimensional communication. The cosmic tapestry into which Earth's ascension is woven extends far beyond your local solar system. The ripple effects of your planet's transformation influence countless worlds and civilizations throughout this galaxy and beyond. Just as you receive assistance from advanced star nations, your successful transition provides essential codes and templates for countless other worlds approaching similar evolutionary thresholds. The significance of Earth's ascension process in the cosmic panorama cannot be overstated. You participate in a transformation with multidimensional implications that reverberate throughout the universe. I am Seraphine. May the light of 1,000 suns illuminate your path forward as you claim your cosmic inheritance and step fully into the magnificent beings you have always been.